If I'm at it, so go out to that one. I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a simple thing, but
I just I told her she goes, well, I don't have I said, ask around. People have money.
right, yeah.
Like, it's New York City.
I can ask around too. I don't know what she's offering. It seems like $0.
Yeah.
You know, if it's something less, then I can ask for help to get there too. You know.
You're not live, right?
What? No. Yeah.
Here she is.
Yeah. I might be live now. I think I'm gonna try transcribing this one. I'm just feeling it right now, man. Okay, we got the. Sweet. This is how I entered it too. Hammond on bottom and Sax on top. All right. I think we're about to get started here. I don't know if I'm actually live on stream yet. You guys let me know when you hear it. But we got Steve Hammond playing Steve Sax as advertised. And I think this is round 5. Okay, we don't have a round number for this, though. It's just the Battle of the Steves. I love the labeling on this. Perfect. I think I'm going to do the transcription on this one for as long as I can keep it up, too. But should be a good one. 11-point match coming up. I think this might be the semifinals of the undefeated bracket. So winner of this and winner on the other side go on to figure out who the undefeated champion will be. And then, of course, that player will have to play someone, I presume, in a second chance or consolation tomorrow. Second chance, I guess it will be called. Or tonight. It could be that we actually go that far tonight. I don't know. It's almost 11 here. Maybe this will be the last night of the match, or last match of the night. We waited quite a while. We could have fit a match in there, too. Ben was worried about missing this match on stream, such a late one in the undefeated bracket. Lots of good ones going on in the second chance. Missed out on Kit Woolsey and David Wells playing. I bet that was a good one. Stephen Philippe was pretty interesting. Lots of interesting decisions in that match. We just had an intermediate finals go down, too. That might still be going on right now. But okay, here we go. Steve Sax, one of the best in the U.S., teaches lessons, all these kinds of things. We got a 4-2 to open for Steven, okay. Is this the first game where they're playing to the left, too? This is chaos. I can't tell what's going on. Another 4-2. I think we're going to have to split with this one. And he's going to go for the minor. I'd probably find the major, but maybe this is a better builder. This seems fine. I'm really not sure about that one. 5-1 would have been getting a hit, so he's glad, and Steve just going to find a split with this too. I guess I'm going to have to use last names. I can't say Steve. Steve is always right, at least. 4-3. I think this is one of those cases where the 5 points good enough to volunteer a shot. We can make the 9, though, so I guess it's not crystal clear. This player's got all these right. Yeah, major split was a little better for Hammond. Okay. Makes the 5 point. Seems right to me. Good find by Hammond. Okay. 6-5 can hit, and then does our 5 hit again? No, he's just going to come out and make the anchor. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess against the better board, that can be pretty strong. Double hit would have been a blunder. I would have been quite tempted by that. 5-4 gets to remake the 8. And with the lead in the race, he's going to hop out to the bar point. I think that sounds called for. Needs an advanced anchor now that Sax has one. 6-4 is going to get to hit. Turn the race down, I think. But if he's really afraid of that 3-point board, he might try something else. But I think just 2 down teams too strong here. Need to take over the race. He's really worried about that board strength, though, and thinking about this twice. And he's just going to make the 2-point instead. Okay, it's not too far off. But yeah, I think what's going on is as the game progresses and the board's like any hits with that stronger board against the rack can really cost him, and maybe he can lose the game on that. So he doesn't want to volunteer any potential game-winning turnaround chance and just wants to make a strong, solid play instead. With the Blotton board, I think he can afford to just leave these outside and again, but I guess thematically the way he's been playing, maybe he wants to stack up to the 8 here. We'll see. Plays 2 down to contain instead. Okay, I like this play. And 5-4 is going to get hit as a result. 13-8 wasn't too far off. We'll see if Steve can return fire on entering with a 3. 2-5 at least links up with the bar. Nice play there. And he's going to think about this a little bit. What else does he have? I guess cleaning up the blot in the outfield, avoiding the ace. 5-3 can link on blots and get a little closer, and he is 23 pips ahead in the race, so likely to have a cube coming here, but still an easy take for Sachs. 6-3 going to make the 5-point. That's a nice shot. Board looking a little better. Only 14 pips in the race here. I still think a cube should be coming. Maybe I'm off there, though. 3 down, 6-5 looks pretty nice, so he's going to switch. Sure, all these are fine. It's just racing. Yeah, that cube was almost exactly borderline last roll. 5-4 finds some mobility for the extra checker on the 18. I like it. And 5-2 can recover. I guess it doesn't exactly need to. Just bringing checkers down and in works. But yeah, what else do we have? 5-2 for Steve. He's going to keep working on building his board to try to get ready for contact. Saves a 6 to cover. Okay, distribution looks a little funny there, but that could be fine. 6-1. Okay, we don't have any safe way to play this. So what's the best way to volunteer? We can duplicate that covering ace by breaking the 8, but this, of course, gets closest to home. So breaking the point from the back leaves the same number of shots, too. Probably right, yeah. 5-6 misses. Gonna have to give up the midpoint now. And 5-2 can enter, maybe play to the deuce as well. Six one can cover. Well, I guess maybe slot the ace and cover the point. Yeah, I like this. And only a 5 pip lead in the race now for Hammond. So definitely needs to improve a little more. Glad he didn't send the cube earlier in that break-even situation. As it's turned out. Looks like Steve can have time to wait, though. I think he's probably going to want to save a 6 here somehow. Yeah. Doesn't want to be the first to have to leave the contact point. 4-3 gets to close the board. Very nice shot. And it's a battle of who has to leave their 6 away contact point first. 5-5 gets to just escape for the race, and he'll be 6 pips ahead after that. So complete breaking of contact called for here. No one has a cube quite yet, but if Steve doesn't have the pip count already, he's going to stop and figure it out and see if he has anything. I'm surprised he didn't count it before just leaving with the 5s, but I guess he was that certain. We got tired of having Hammond in the shop there, so we went ahead and bumped the camera around and got a nice center shot of Steve. Sachs. The only Steve. Okay, 6 is going to lose his market. Hammond wants to be in the shot, so he reaches his face in for a moment. 4-3 I don't think is going to be enough to get back in. And here comes the cube. Should be a pretty easy pass for Hammond, and he finds it, yeah. Well played game by both so far. What do we have here? All right. All right. right, Steve Sachs gets the opening roll this time, gets to make the 3-point. 6-1 is going to make the bar, standard opening stuff. Oh, Ian, you can still transcribe. I mean, I'm doing it, but if I lose track during a bear-off or something like that, then I'm just going to find some way to fudge it just to have answers to plays, so I won't have a nice transcription for him. So I'm sure the players and everyone would appreciate if you want to get the full thing too. Feel free. 6-3, I think, probably just runs here. Oh, what's the question over here? We're pausing for a moment, maybe fixing something up on the stream. I don't know. I don't think any ruling is required here. Oh, I don't know. I think maybe Steve Hammond lost an eye off camera or something like that, and we just didn't get to see it, so medical emergency. I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to miss anything, but I could run out there quick. Oh, yeah, it does seem to be a ruling about the dice roll. I didn't see it. It'll come up on stream eventually. Nice to ask about this on a roll that's like mostly in. Oh, did he rolled on the wrong side of the board, I guess, too. So.
Oh, you mean Steven?
No, that is.
Oh no, this is Sachs's roll. Yeah, okay. Maybe there. No.
Yeah, they're checking if the dice came out at separate times.
Ah, this is crazy to like slow down the stream on this. We got to wait for like a 3-minute delay. It's not there yet. Yeah, it's an earlier game. So yeah, we'll have to wait for the delay to catch up to check that. But I guess it's nice to kind of double check some things like this on inconsequential rolls rather than on a super joker or something like this, you know. But if we're not sure, you know, we can always ask. Yeah, it looks like he got stuck in the cup somehow.
If you don't feel like playing, you go back in tomorrow. Just tell him you're forfeiting.
You could call that a re-roll, I guess. I don't know. I just saw it there. It clearly got hung up in the cup and came out second, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't care much over the board. I don't know. They should have gotten to see it, so that makes them set a call. I'm sure Sachs is happy to re-roll this. I don't know why we're talking about. Yeah. This can't be on the top half of his rolls here. Maybe that's a good way to settle this one. Oh, the scoreboard's still at 0-0 too? Yeah, we need to get a point on there. Tell him to do that. Thanks, Ian. Do you mind making sure they get a point on the board? But yeah. Do you mind making sure they get a point on the board too?
A point? What do you mean a point?
They didn't score the last game on the scoreboard.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
He's ruling that the dice came out separately.
Yeah. It looks like it on the camera. Sure. Okay, thank you.
They're gonna switch cups
Oh, okay.
and then re-roll. He said because it was a random roll, but the
Yeah.
one was flat before the other ones came out. So
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah, it seems like what the ruling would be. Yeah, someone in the chat saying they came out at nearly the same time. I think the ruling is that, like, I mean, a die can't still be in the cup when the other one touches the board or something like this, and it looks like that was what happened there. It seemed like a reasonable ruling if we go through the replay to me. But again, like a 3-6 is not a particularly good roll anyway, so.
Yeah, it's like not exactly the intent of the
Yeah.
but it's really, in this case, like,
Yeah, good to clarify that.
you know, it wasn't.
It's a good place to clarify it too. Okay, 2-2 is going to make the 4-point for sure, and I usually like just switching to the 5 here, even though it unblocks and stops priming. Our priming strength just doesn't seem so strong here. Having the rack, worth a ton. 6-5, so he'd be loving this roll a lot more if we had switched to the 5, but okay. Sack's going to be stuck hitting on the deuce for lack of options here instead. 4-2 going to hit back. What can the 2 do? Probably just step up. I don't see a big reason to make the 9 and give up our midpoint or to slot, anything like this. We could hit twice, but I think giving up the midpoint with 2 checkers stuck back seems a little weak. Oh, it's actually best play there. Surprise. The prime is worth quite a bit, so now he's getting hit for sure. And what else do we have? It's 8-7 switch, or we can go for the triple split right away and make sure that maybe that's the play. 24-22 is the last 2. We're in a lot of trouble behind this prime right now, so I kind of like giving myself as many options as possible to get up to the 20 next roll. I like this play by Sachs. Oh, the double switch to hit 3-2 is a little bit better. And Hammond fans on this, okay. So Steve bought himself a little bit of time. Sachs to step up. 3-1 is going to work on that, I'm sure. Unless, no, it makes a 5-point. That's pretty strong. Let's get some more fans instead. We can just step up and run later. Double 3 is going to fan. And yeah, 3 checkers back in a very strong board, but we have 3 back of our own. So can this really be enough for a cube? This is quite an interesting decision. I wouldn't be thinking about it. I feel like I have way too much work and like blue's going to be able to take for a while. I guess my market losers are maybe anchoring. It's probably enough. And there are a good number of rolls that can do that. Not sure if hopping out is enough. I don't think anchoring on the 22 is either. So when I say anchoring, I mean making the 20. I don't think making the bar point or the 8 point is enough here. This is a tricky one, though. I don't know. I would probably cruise past this, but it is right on the borderline of a cube here, I can see, as I run the evaluation. So it's sharp to think about. And when I move it to plus plus, it becomes a huge cube and barely a take. Very interesting. So 2 going to step up, 5 come down and make the 8. This looks very strong. And 5-6 fan. Okay, yeah, we very well might have lost our market by a mile now. Now all our rolls are so strong and dominating quite a bit. I guess it doesn't look so different, though. It just looks like blue still has a lot of counterplay. I don't know. Scary, we'll see if Hammond wants to play this. He's going to let it go. And on to 2-0 for Sachs. Yeah, that position's a tough one. Hard for me to imagine exactly how it's going to play out, which makes those difficult to figure out. 3-2 is going to make a natural splitting play, even with the 2-point lead. Not enough to start switching to the 2-down gammon go type of play. I think he can play normal for now. And Sachs going to hit and play a checker down. Always fight for those high points in the opening. So loose hits may seem counterintuitive when he first started the game, but called for here. I think Hammond wants to enter high so that he can cover the 11 points. Makes a bid for the anchor while Sachs is busy trying to cover that blot. Harder to hit loose when you already have a blot on the board. Double 2s is going to cover. And does it still make the 11 point? I think so. And splits with it? Yeah, this looks pretty strong. Attacks that 20 point quite well when Hammond can't make it. I think it's going to be worth making it and slotting somewhere. So we can break the outfield point, but we give him an asset. I'm kind of tempted to just slot instead. Yeah, and that is best. It's blocked by the 11. We still leave just a massive amount of fly shots out here with the distribution of those back checkers, but Sachs can't hit it. And so I think we're just going to play something quiet behind. We're still ahead in the race. I don't see a reason to go provoke contact in the outfield or anything like this. But he does. Okay. And yeah, playing from the back checkers is strongest. Making the 3 would have been a sizable mistake there. Something like that. 5-5 seems to miss, but it can mostly consolidate a leading race. So just linking up with the 10 looks pretty strong here. I'm not sure there's a way. We can also make the standard blitzing play. Maybe that's best, just to buy us time and not leave a direct shot immediately. Hammond decides he's making the 3 for sure. And what else? Yeah, this seems reasonable. I'm really not sure about this play. A little bit better to just link up with the 10, but it's almost break even between the plays. Double ace is going to fan, and Hammond doing really strong here. Sends the cube with an anchor and threats, and Steve with the board, with Sachs with the board. Does he have enough to play this out? I wouldn't think so. With 10 in the zone and threatening to pick up another checker, this looks pretty scary, like a lot of gammons at risk here. And yeah, pretty giant pass on 3-ply. Plus confirms. Quite a bit shy of too good though. He's going to let it go. Finds the best play as he tends to do. Six five open for Steve, for Sachs, gets the run. 6-3 gonna split and try to contain that back checker with the outfield presence. 6-5 gets to run the second one. Often the double hit after splitting the bar called for, but once we've escaped one checker, getting the second for full freedom seems a little too strong. Hammond needs to work on his board, and contact's not comfortable for Sachs here, but if he can make any sort of board improvement, probably going to have strong cubes in the future. 6-5, not going to have anything better than double hitting now, I don't think. And when he gets away with this, he's looking pretty good, quite a bit ahead in the race. 12 pips, going to be ahead 16 after this, but Hammond with a pretty strong board. Lots of improvements to the board need to be made for Sachs to bring this home safely. So I think it's right to take a roll here. 6 is going to come down and cover, and then do we use the 5 to cover? Or he wants to bring another checker down instead. Seems okay, yeah. Keep him in front of the anchor if we can for the most part. This looks like a 6-5 of his own for Steve Hammond. And okay, maybe could have slotted the point instead, but plays in. This all seems fine. And now that he has the bar point to land on and come home safely, all his rolls must play pretty well. So Sachs going to think about his 16 pip lead and whether he needs the cube again. But looks a little too easy for Hammond to take, so he's going to wait. 2 down, has to leave a fly shot now. If he can get away with this, he's looking pretty strong, I think. Wrong 7 for Hammond, so he's just going to make a point. I guess he's just going to play down and slot. Very interesting. Okay. 4-2 makes a point and gets a big step closer to sending this cube. A lot of structure in front of that 22 point now. Difficult to escape. 6 is going to solve a lot of problems, though. Hammond can escape to an even race, so I think he should keep the 16, actually. And he can keep the midpoint optionally as well, or clear that, but I think it's a little better to build the board and start the 2. Yeah, I like his play. They're both very close. And double threes. Okay, going to take a 12 pip lead again and break contact the best he can. Clear advantage for Sachs here. 5-2 going to stay in it though. I don't think 5 pips is going to be enough to send. Brings the checker in. Take a brief pause to confirm the race and think about it, but I think he's going to realize maybe just a pip or two shy. 6-3 is a good number to get in range. We'll see if Hammond can reply. $14 lead, 10 pip lead is going to be enough, and the question becomes the take now. I think it's right on the borderline. So he covers with the 3, by the way. Not the best for racing distribution on Hammond's side. That can be costly. And I think it's going to be a bare take. Steve Reichelt loves opening with 6-5 run twice. I hate it, but it's very difficult to follow up on. We saw this game. It took Steve forever to consolidate a leading race. Contact is so scary there. How about the 3 6-5s, by the way? The third one finally got to hit twice. And Hammond going to take. 6-2. Going to break contact, sure. And we got a simple race. Hopefully Hammond treats it as such now and goes for distribution. 4 down, I think 3 in a little stronger, but okay. Goes to a nice high point. 5-1. Sachs going to prioritize just bringing checkers in. I think the 5 goes to the 3. It looks very nice, 8-3. Oh, he's going to play them both from the 7, though, instead. Okay, that must be okay. That's actually best on 3-play as well. I'm not sure what the idea with that is. 5 in, and we don't really want to park checkers on the 7, so I guess we're going to play into 2. I'm not sure how to fix that. Maybe 6-1 was okay or something. I doubt that. I don't know. But that's a lot of pips and going to put him in the lead there. 6-3 going to recover okay, but too close for comfort after sending the cube for sure. 6-4, gonna even it out again for Hammond. Very nice shot for him. So 4 pip lead so Steve Sachs being on roll with a 4 pip deficit makes them even in theory, since a roll is worth about 8 pips. 4-3, okay. Hammond gaining ground, but his distribution looking a little suspect. Might regret having played that 5 to deuce. Ace off 6-3. Not many pips for Steve, for Sachs. And 1 pip lead for Hammond now. I don't think with the distribution issues, especially if this is enough to cube, but he's catching up. It's a close one. He's certainly an equity favorite holding the cube. A little bit too close for comfort, though. Five one is going to take one off, and then the 2 days could be it. Maybe 6-5 is worth a little more. I'm not sure. Both are much better for distribution, so it should be okay. 6 off, 2 off. Nice shot for Sachs. 6-3. Nice catch up for Hammond. Six one. Not really a miss yet. 4-3 along with it. And Steve hanging on. It's getting close. The further we get into this with Hammond having a small lead, eventually this is going to be enough to send a cube if Sachs can't reclaim the advantage in this game. 4-2, I believe. Five two going to take 2 off, but leaves a lot of distribution issues for Hammond. Very close game here. 3-2 takes 2 off again, but a below average pips. Now dead even race, but the EPC is going to give the advantage to Sachs. But getting this close to the end, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a recube. It's about a 4-roll position, which means the point of last take should be 1 pip. So the initial cube happens around a 3 below that, which should be a 2 pip deficit. And the recube around a 1 pip deficit. So this should be really close. 3-play has it at a 47 no redouble. With the score as well is going to help him to send it. The EPC I'm seeing on the screen, oh, what did he roll there? Double aces? Yeah. And what did Sachs roll there? We have 3-1. 5-4 for Hammond. Now he misses a big cube there. 3-1 was a pretty big miss for Sachs. 5-3 takes 2 off, and we have 3 checkers each. Is he going to find this in this cup-off now? Usually when we both have 3 checkers, we must be a favorite on roll. Just going to roll straight through it. Misses another very large cube here. And going to have an easy recube if Steve misses and it doesn't roll his set. And I think still going to be a take for Steve in a lot of scenarios. No, this isn't going to be enough to take it. This is going to be an easy pass. Double for Hammond and pass for Sachs. Eight away, 9 away. Are they taking a small break here? Hey, Mate.
Hey, Nick. What's up? They're on a break. What about tilting that player cam a little bit? It doesn't look very good.
Yeah, I was saying on the microphone, it got bumped, and then only Steve Sachs was in the picture.
Only Steve Sachs' belly.
No, his whole self.
His whole self.
Every now and then when Hammond reaches over the board, then we can see him too, but not too often. Yeah. Okay, okay. Oh, here it goes. Player cam corrected. Look at that beautiful setup. Maybe you can just walk around with the camera and kind of get a moving angle. I think that would be better. If he comes back, I'll have to ask him about that. Hey, Mate. Yeah, beautiful. Mate, I think you should just pick it up and kind of like pan around and get the one on roll and get like face shots and stuff like this. Yeah, yeah. This is much better if you're not going to do the awesome idea that I just gave you. Yeah, you know what I mean? You can get like close-ups of Steve Sachs sweating when he's thinking about a play. Well, I'm not going to repeat that. You probably heard that though, right? Okay, okay. You've got your own room, right? That's fine. I think that's whatever you want to do.
I understand, but this is content.
Yeah, this is content. Yeah, this is good.
Content, sorry.
This is good. Content. Content.
I'm sorry, I mean, please say something in Hungarian.
Sure, teach me something. I won't even say it with an accent. You just got to teach me anything in an Hungarian. Mark and Wilson learned very quickly that I'll say anything in Danish on stream if they ask me to. So go ahead. Do your worst.
I think you should only say Nikolai.
Nikolai?
Nikolai.
Nikolai? Is that, wait. You're baiting me here? Okay. Give me some Hungarian to say. That's boring.
Just Nikolai.
No, not going to do it anymore. I don't think that's Hungarian. You're not tricking me.
That's Romanian.
Oh, it's Romanian. Got it. Rude. Rude.
Okay, that's Steve.
Steve is back. We're just waiting on Steve now. Yeah.
Hey, come on, Steve.
Oh, there's
There
Steve.
you are, Steve.
Oh, we get to see Steve again. Before we only got to see Steve.
Hey.
But now we can see Steve. Thank you, Mate, for that correction. 4-6 to open for Sachs. The typical match play is actually to make the deuce point. Steve seems to prefer the split here. That's fine. They're all very close. 3-1 after the 6-4 split is the one exception where we're supposed to hit. Hammond just going to make the point, though. Okay. Close enough. And actually at the score on the 4-play, seems to like that play. The hit wins more gammon, so it could be that slightly leading that we actually do prefer to still make the 5-point. I would buy that. 5-4, roll-out might beg to differ. And with an advanced anchor, I think Hammond's going to require to at least split, but he's going to run instead. Okay, it seems fine too. Actually a blunder according to XG, but reasonable idea. As long as we're doing something with the back checkers, I think we're doing well. This can link up the blot on the 9 and make the 4. Pretty strong play for Sachs. And Sachs with an 11-pip lead too, looking strong. That's why the run was a problem. You can't run with the deficit in the race. 6-4 gonna consolidate blots and make the 16. Difficult to play a single checker back game with a trailing in the race. It's only 1 pip now though, but Steve gonna make a prime in front of Steve, which is gonna make it difficult to escape as well. So I don't think he needs to step up into this or anything like that for escape. Better to stay back and wait it out, but he's going to potentially get the cube on a lot of market loss here now. Actually, he did need to step up there too. Wow, that's a confusing one. I would not have felt incented to step into it. Well, I'm still down in the race. I figured I'd just wait. But I guess the challenge is for rolls that would make the point some other way. I don't know. We don't like being behind there once he makes the 5-point anyway. We would have got a direct shot on it at this time, so interesting that stepping up was the right idea there. So what do we do with this? I guess we can play safe and start the 4. Sure, reasonable enough. And all this material in the zone, only a 4-pip lead though. I think it makes a lot of sense to send this. We'll see if Hammond wants to play it out. Down in the race, he's going to take it. Okay, this is close, but a small pass on the play that I evaluated. Sachs going to take a picture of that one. Curious about it. He had made his decision already, I guess. 5-2. Going to consolidate the 5 prime and bring another down. Okay. Pretty strong roll for Sachs. Yeah, 21 pass according to Plus. Interesting. For what? 4-3. What can Hammond do with this? Break the 8 and cover a point. Yeah, that looks pretty strong. What are we trying to do? 4-pip lead for Sachs, so I don't think he's under too much pressure. But if he steps up, he wants to be ready to hit it. So maybe just playing up to the 7 is fine here. I don't see any better distribution deuce. We kind of like sitting on the back of the prime and volunteering the 1-6 since it allows us to hit back with 6s when our opponent steps up. But again, for lack of another deuce, I think I'm just going to play into the 7. I like it. And only 10 pips down, hopping out would be great for Hammond. I don't know if he wants to step up and get attacked here, though. I guess it doesn't change much. If our opponent points here, we're sad either way. So maybe stepping up allows us to take advantage of some upside. The 6-3 seems like a problem with it, but what better 3 do we have? Better than 2 blots on board, maybe. Looks like XG likes it. I don't know if I would find that one. So 4-2 going to be forced to hit loose. Yeah, just making the deuces better. But if we're going to, this is a reasonable play, very close. Interesting find by Hammond there. So hits off the edge and keeps maximum covers by playing 6-1. 3-1 is a nice return. It can lift the blot on the 6 as well, even though we'd love to remake it. Don't want another blot behind the 5 prime. 1-1 going to hit off the edge. And I think we can play 8-7 for more numbers to cover. And maybe just 24-23 allows us to escape with more numbers. But I guess we're happy to cover with 4s from the 7 as well. So fine distribution play there. 3-5 hits on the edge. Very nice shot. And then what can the 5 do? Least blots seems to be just 9-4. Still plenty of life in this game for Hammond, and still plenty of gammons in this game for Sachs. 3-3 gonna fan, okay. Much needed tempo gain for Hammond here. 3-1 not gonna fix a whole lot of problems though. I guess it can shift to the 8, which interacts better with the open deuce points. I don't think we can afford to lose hit or anything like that against this strong structure. Not seeing much else. I guess we can also link 13 to 9 and kind of duplicate some entering numbers. Maybe that has some merit to it as well. The 4 is already blocked, so it must leave much less shots to play 13 to 9. He's going to go for the hit, though, and try to buy a little more time, spend those dilly builders. XG seems to like this, though. This is not the blitz to prevent the prime, I guess, is a theme that comes up quite a bit, but it wasn't on my radar there. That's very interesting. Yeah, hitting is like mandatory there. Very nice find by Hammond. 4-3 can potentially hit and cover then if that's going to follow the theme. And when he gets away with this, he's looking in much better shape as covers to make the 6 again. 5-3 is a fan, and okay. I think still needing to escape the prime means that we don't have a recube quite yet, but huge improvement to cover here. Can't do it. 6 out, and then I think we're going to lift to the 3 at this point. I think we have a huge racing lead and just really don't want another one sent back. Three fans again. And quite a bit of clearing work, and just entering on the 6 even gives pretty good contact for Sachs. So I'm not really feeling the cube at a leading score here. I'm not sure what I would do for money. I wouldn't think so for money either. Man, we're getting in some weird positions that are tough to figure out here, I think. Certainly has some market loss in aces and 2-ace, things like that. Nothing, I guess 5s fills in the 6 naturally. But he's going to send it back, okay. Maybe not a trivial cube for Steve Sachs to figure out either. But, and it's a 16 pass already with 46% gammons. Wow, I was vastly underestimating the gammon threat here. Right on the take pass borderline for Sachs, so he's going to be in the blender trying to figure this out. 41 on plus plus. I way underestimated this. I probably would have taken a roll as Hammond and missed this entirely. 4-point board and hitting with aces and deuces generates a lot of gammons at not too much risk, so I suppose I can see it. One of these interesting things where he only wins 2/3 of games with just gammons so much. And a gammon on a 4 cube wins the match too, so still getting quite a bit of, even as the leader, gammons are going to be quite worthwhile, or worth quite a bit. Still a full 0.455, just a hair under the usual 0.5 value. So this must be a monster pass for money, and only a score-based take. Very interesting. It's a 41 pass. Yeah, so it should be a monster pass at normal scores, but I was underestimating this too. I wasn't sure it would be a cube at a leading score. Yeah, it's about, we win about 2/3 of games, but there's 48% gammons in this position, which is pretty wild. That is, I do not see the 48% gammons here. That's wild. 4-point board, so impure, has to commit to a blitz to do this. That shows the value of the attacking play he made on the ace for sure, though. And then match deciding kind of decision here, so good on Steve to take some time thinking about this one. And he does take it, hard to blame him for that. 5-3, what is this going to do? Not a whole lot. I guess I can make the, what is this going to do? My first instinct was to make the 8-point, but this must be a ton of shots. That's the most productive thing towards building and blocking the checker on the deuce that we can do. Gets closer to home. But there must be something safer. What would that be? Just bring the checker around. Must have merit to it too, but it must be a lot of shots. 13 to 5 was actually safest there. Okay, yeah, duplicates the entering sixes. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of tactics in the late game here. 6-3 enters, but does not hit, I don't think, right? But a lot of life for Steve with this roll. Sacks, that is. He wants to hop past with it, not be attacked on the 6 point, not give Hammond a chance to hit and slot at the same time. I would have been inclined to stay back there. I want returns when we get hit, at least. Yeah, 6-3, a little bit better there. But his play loses less gammons. 5-2, it seems like we want to hit for gammons. Why not? Interesting. Oh, we can just clear safely, too, with a giant racing lead. Okay, okay. So he's found the right place to start consolidating a racing win. Good on him. And fours. Doesn't look like a whole lot of options. And this is going to be very difficult for Hammond now to clear the 11 point. Two, 1. What do we have here? I guess we can just slot the front. Yeah, slotting the back always feels like a nice idea too. I'm not really sure why in the middle makes sense. 5-4, okay. Shot number 1, but we get to hit and maybe clear some contacts, so not the worst roll for Hammond by any means. And can still win some gammons if Sachs performs poorly here. 77 pips ahead in the race is quite a bit. And a deuce. Okay, game has turned around. We're going to have a lot of 8 cubes coming. With only 10 pips outside, is this ever too good and still down this much in this race? I doubt it. And Steve actually missed an 8 cube on that roll. That's pretty wild. Wow, this cracks now. Now this is definitely too good. I can't believe that's crazy. So just to largely for the gammoning canceling effects, before hitting that shot, Steve is a 57% favorite and can kill Hammond's 17% gammon. Should have sent it. And rolls on here. Potentially winning a gammon to go to Crawford would be nice. Going to bring 2 checkers around, sends a second back. Interesting. Okay, there is something else we should be doing with that play. 3-4. What does XG like with that? Cleans up the blot. Okay, but still the gammon threat's on. Yeah, Steve missed a chance to convert to the blitz and hit on the ace as well with that 3-6. Okay, 3-1 is going to work nicely. And 2-1. This gets the anchor up and save a lot of gammons, but Sachs still has time to try to trap this with this weak 3-point board. Aces, okay, anything with those. We're not quite ready to trap yet. I think we want Hammond to crack a little more from the 4-point there, make sure that he doesn't end up making the deuce point a 4-point board. So I think we're just clearing. I don't think I see any sense in hitting here. I think that just gets another blot involved and risks gammons. And they're equivalent, actually. Hitting's an okay option. Wow, that surprised me. I don't really know. They're both almost exactly the same. How can that be on 3-ply? Yeah, slightly worse on that. Did Sachs fan? Okay. Doesn't pick up the next blot yet. 5-4, not going to do anything. Going to repeat the shot. Maybe we'll just do this forever. And this match will never end. 1-6 enters but misses. Okay. And he's going to want to make sure he stays far enough back to contain those checkers when he goes for the trap play. 4s can't lift again. It's hard to go for the trap when your opponent might end up with a 4-point board, though. So I think Sachs needs to be patient here. He's playing into the 6 for now. And Hammond Hammond finds a 4-3 or something like this. 6-5 for Sachs. Is he ready? Very tough to make the 4-point board now, so maybe. But yeah, he's running out of room to stay far enough back for this trap play, so starts to think about whether it's time to go. The deuce can switch over. This makes sure there's no 4-point board, though, pretty much. So I think if Sachs is going to go for it, now would be the time to break the bar or something like this. 5-4, not a great roll to do it with. Maybe we can just make the ace behind. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see many nice trapping options. I guess the trap play would be something like 8-4 and maybe behind with the 5. And then we get a lot of shots on 6s, but it feels like a bit too much here. And so, yeah, XG seems to prefer just making the ace. Five, 4 isn't going to change anything. And so, going to be tough for Sachs to win a gammon here. 6-1 going to bring a checker in. I don't think we want to bury behind for any sort of trap idea. And another fan for Hammond, holding his position. 2-1 going to clear something nicely. Maybe we clear the bar point here and allow our opponent to run with 5 so we can attack well. Good distribution. We don't like to stack up a point we want to clear later anyway. I don't think we want to leave a shot on it, though. They're not the purest of trap plays. A little risky to be recirculated. 5-4 going to force him to run, and if he can close them out now, there are maybe like 10% gammons at best. And Steve going to go for it for sure, and he has to figure out if he should maybe claim here. I don't think so. Not sure what this picture is worth because it feels like a pretty clear play out and too good. Only 71 too good though. Okay. It's not really the magnitude of it, though. It's just that we almost always win. We should be able to claim later almost every time. And we do still have gammons to win, so why not go for it? I guess if we can't hit and our opponent escapes with a 5, then we're down in the race, but it's not so bad still. And we like sit on a cube here. 6 is okay. I think he's happy with his play on, but Hammond going to get a shot here. Sometimes the shot me is how Sachs gets to pick up the extra blot and win a gammon, though. 4-2 misses. 3-2. How do we? I think we can play 6-4 and 5-2 and have a nice even-ish distribution on the outside. We like this formation with 3 on the 5 and 3 on the 4 as we're bearing off after the 6 is cleared. Gives up 6-5, but that's all. All our sets play very nicely and everything else peels very effectively. And 5-1 gonna shift forward 4-3 to even out the outside again. 4-1 fans again. And Sachs still clawing for his chances to get to Crawford game. They're increasing every time Hammond fans here. 6-2, just going to take one off. 5-2, okay. I think this should improve Hammond's chances of saving it quite a bit. Yeah, less than 10% gammons now. 2-2, does this increase it at all? Yeah, it actually gains a roll. So nice shot for Sachs. 6-3 is going to help quite a bit for saving again. 2 big crossovers, but we're getting closer to 10%. What does Steve come up with here? 2 off, okay. 5-1 only gets 1 in, and so double 5 still takes a checker off, okay. So Hammond going to have a lot of numbers to save it even if Sachs rolls a set here. 4-3. Hammond can save it now or give Sachs a chance for 3s or better. 6-5 is going to be good enough. Going to resign a single game. And we're going to continue on to 8 away, 5 away now. Sachs with a large lead in the match after that super interesting take with the 4 cube. It was a monster double and a small pass. Yeah, at the score. So for normal scores, it was almost 50% gammons. I couldn't believe that either. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one to see.
I guess if you win, you're likely to go to gammon. Wow. They didn't make any mistakes either. They already did they?
No, I don't think so. The 5-3 wasn't ideal. He just played the checker around and left a ton of shots, but I don't think it cost him. 6-4 is going to make a point after this split. Seems fine. 2-1. What can we do after this split? Okay, he's going to step up and try to make an anchor. Interesting play here. I'm not sure if we really want to provoke contact that way. Slotting a nice option there. Interesting. I don't know if I would have found that either, though. 4-3 looks like, oh, this looks like a juicy double tiger, even at a leading score. How do we not try to take him off both the anchoring points? We don't get to see this too often. Not many people make the 2-up kind of split like this. We don't get into places like this. Yep. Especially after making the 2, we don't like the 8 as much. So happy to give it up and switch to an attacking game plan. Only 1 in, okay. So huge advantage for Sachs at a leading score. This isn't the kind of position we want to ascend yet. But 5-1. Do we want to make the 5 and stay pure, or do we want to cover, leave no shots on board? I'm inclined to just not leave any shots. The double aces rule is always to hit loose instead of switching like this, though, when you have the extra spare. So I'm not sure. They're pretty close. 3-1 anchors, and it's going to have to slot, I do believe. And I think we want to unstack the heavier point to make the better point as well. And so having that anchor is going to be very nice for Hammond here. Going to keep him in the game for a long time. Double 3s can advance and make an anchor of Steve's own. And I think he's kind of happy to leave that blot on the 8 and just dare Hammond to come off that. Why not? With a lead in the race, I'm inclined to come all the way out to the bar point and just try to break contact. But he's going to bring a cover down and slot the 5 instead. Okay. Pretty close play. Double 3s can cover, can bring 2 down, and then I guess the only other one we have, 8-5 is a little stacky. Yeah, we could start a point behind instead. 2-1 gets the cover, and what is the deuce going to do? Maybe play down and leave fly shots. He's going to not leave any more blots and just play 6-4. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty front-loaded, so I'm more inclined to just leave some fly shots. But 5s is going to turn the race around and make it almost exactly even. This is the most contact he can break, so it looks pretty nice. Six. Okay, nice shot for Steve. Yeah, I don't see. He has no other options in this. Big lead in the race, and he's going to need to get off that 21 as quick as he can. Having a big racing lead, but somewhat primed, can be a problem. I think Hammond can just make a point behind and threaten him when he tries to run with the 5 or the 3. We'll see if Steve gets the opportunity. 6-5, I think he's going to have to try it. What happens? He's going to leave. Oh, he's just playing behind immediately. Okay, I'm surprised that he doesn't want to try to run. I'm way off on that. Okay, he knows what he's doing. Way too much attacking threat when he goes. But then he must be a huge underdog in this game if he can't run there either. So, interesting. Tough spot here with the big racing lead. Just has to wait for a set, apparently. Sure. Maybe we could play behind or something like that. That was nice containment. Yeah, 8-2, much stronger. Now he leaves a bunch of fly shots that can win the game. 3-3 is huge. Okay, now he gets to advance to the bar like he would have liked to do before. Covers, and I think plays in. I don't think we need to save a 6, but Steve wants to leave himself the flexibility in the option. Interesting. Well, if he's going to play like that, I guess he can just switch 6-3. Maybe he's going to consider that. Just finding nice racing plays, okay. 7-1 was a little stronger, apparently. 6-5. Well, we don't want to leave the shot on the midpoint anymore, I don't think, so that 5 better come down. But with all those blots on board, I think we do want to leave the checker on the 15. So, yeah, I like this 8-deuce. And way down in the race, too, and this could still be a reasonable cube for Sachs here. I'm not sure, but Oh, wait, way shy, yeah. 4-1. One covers and 4 lifts, okay, okay. 4-3, this can cover the deuce, or it can slot, oh, it can cover the deuce and slot. Yeah, we can do it that way. Cover with the 3 and slot with the 4. But the fly shot's a little more painful here, so it's scary to stay out there on the 15. 8s are going to be game winners. And 4-3, not so much. I think we're just going to destroy our board a little more. And he's going to save the 6 for one more roll, too, with this racing lead. But 23 pips, but a lot of wastage getting involved as well. What does double 4s do? I guess we want to stay back for the contact, so for one more roll anyway. Some things like 6-5 and 6-4 are going to be forced to run and leave shots anyway. The 8-4 part is really nice, but giving up the 10 with that blot outside feels a little strange. But yeah, I think best we can do with the position. Actually, no, he really needs to play 5-1. Wow, that's not a switch that I find very interesting. But small race lead for Steve here too, so it's, I guess we're trying to preserve some of that at this point too. And Hammond maybe the favorite in this game at this point, I think. Double 3s is going to zoom by and take the first checker off and have a big racing lead here. And we'll see how Steve replies, but there might be a cube coming quickly here with all this wastage. 4-2 gets one crossover and that's all. And so these can be confusing where Steve's actually down 6 pips in the raw count, but Sachs is wasting a whole bunch with all those extra checkers on the ace and deuce. And 3, the open 6 and 5, all these extra crossovers. Doesn't have checkers off like Hammond does, so we don't have a pure EPC position here. But I can see that it is a clear double and clear take, 75% favorite already being a pip deficit. And so Hammond knows how to adjust this well enough, and we'll see if Steve understands how to adjust to still a take here. I think the inclination with the pip lead should be to take here. Difficult one to calculate though. What kind of wastage did I pick for this? Maybe I'm gonna pretend like White's wasting 2, 4. Oh, he's just gonna let it go, okay. 79 take on 3-ply. If I run it on plus plus, what does it say? Let's see if I can get back to that one real quick. Didn't want to switch the evaluation for me for some reason. 101 on plus plus, yeah, so pretty sizable take. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe up to 11 wastage would be a 5 lead, which should still generate a take, I think. 2-1 to open for Sachs, still going to slot even at the score. 7-away, 5-way, small adjustment at this score. Mostly recube effect that we're dealing with. 3-2 is just a natural slot or split in response. Five 2 gets to make the 3-point. Doesn't get to cover the 5 like we wanted after slotting. And 5-3 probably going to anchor past. Looks pretty nice. Bring another checker down to the 8 points. What does Sachs have in response? 4-3. Doesn't do much. Now that our opponent has an anchor, maybe we need to split as well. We'd like to use the 3 to clean up the blot on the 11, I think. But then what do we do with our 4? So maybe we just make the major split. Kind of like that. Invite him to attack us. 2 up looks very reasonable as well. If our opponent hits a fly shot, we get a lot of 6s from the bar to hit back. So maybe just both from the 20 is good here. But he's going to play forward and volunteer 3s as well. Okay. This is the best play. Very interesting. All within range, though. 24, 20, 11, 8. Both up. None of them really errors. 5-1 is awkward. What can this do? We're going to have to come into direct range somewhere. So he's going to go for the tempo hit and then get on the 6s from the bar as well. Okay. Very interesting. 11 to 5, just slotting is better here for the upside when missed, apparently. I'm not sure what I would have done there. Very close option that he came up with here, though. What can this do? This can make our anchor and maybe just shift 7 to 5, slot the point that we want more. Why not? Not a big difference between leaving aces and threes here, I don't think. So, sure, 6-4. This is gonna very close race, swapping back and forth to lead every roll pretty much. 6-4 can't really clean up any of the problems that Hammond has here, unless he's gonna play behind something like 10 to 6. So he's gonna make a board point instead. Okay, I like the pure play that he comes up with there. And 10-6, 8-2 is actually best there. We should concentrate on the race. Interesting. That's a tough thing to do in this game, though. 1 is going to cover, and then the 6 hits. Okay, yeah, beautiful. Perfect shot for Steve. And 5-4 gets to enter, and maybe cover the ace to stop having a liability, but 13 to 8 looks fine as well. 3-2, 13 to 8 has the benefit of staying in front, but covering the ace is best. Often when we start the ace point, we want to turn that from a liability into an asset by making it a point. 3-2. What can this do? It can lift that blot, and then the 3 we don't like much, so we're going to play behind ultra safe with a small racing lead for Sachs. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure what I would have done there, but this looks like a pretty awkward play. 6-3, don't know what options we really have other than hitting loose. We have a blitzing structure, so if we can get a fan out of this, things are looking good. At a trailing score, we can get a cube in a little bit earlier and not worry about recubes so much too. 5-1 is going to play 3-2 as well, okay. Not a lot of options on this play. Hammond looking to continue the attack. That's a nice shot to do it with. Gonna hit and cover. And a 4-point board is pretty scary with a small racing lead. Fans, we might have something to think about. 3 checkers back though, probably tough to get too much in. 2-1 is a fan, we're gonna find out. And it is a small borderline cube here already. And he's gonna find it at 7-away, 5-away as well. So probably not a cube for money. Probably not too much early, but looks likely to be early at normal scores. Zach's going to take a picture, but this would be a very big mistake to let go. Makes it easy take. Just wants to be able to check it if he ends up getting gammon on this, I'm sure. Ooh, this would be so nice to mobilize a checker from the 21. The ace looks pretty loose to split 8 to 7. Maybe just bringing down from the 13 is a little bit better here. Focuses on more checkers in the zone and attacking a little better. And actually 21-18, 8-7 is best here. Very interesting, on 3-play anyway. Yeah, the wide open blitzing play would be 13-10, 8-7, but leaves a ton of returns from the bar. Yeah, that's how big of a liability it is to have those 3 checkers back there, apparently. It's that important. 8 to 4, just not flexible enough, not focusing on the blitz enough, so.
I mean, this is like minimizing shot.
3-4 is going to enter, and what are we going to do with the 4? We're leaving, 5s and 1s, and when we come out 6s and 1s, we have upside. We don't create another blot. This seems like the only play. Like what Steve finds here, the 1's going to hit, and then I think now the 3 out to the 18 is going to be pretty clear to avoid creating 2 blots instead. And what does Steve find from the bar? A 3-1. The 1 can hit. Is it worth going for, though? There are a lot of blots around when that happens, but Hammond's structure is pretty impure, and we can still win this game. It feels worth it to me. I feel like there's life after being hit here still. And XG doesn't like it, though, by quite a bit. Gives up about 8% more gammons and only wins 1% more games, if anything, very few. And so Sachs sees that and makes the correct play there. Gets closer on ++. And what does 5-6 do? Covers from the 18. Very nice shot. 5-3, can't escape the safety. I think if Steve could do that and just work on containing Hammond's anchor, he'd be super happy here. We can reduce shots somewhat by hopping out. We can hop all the way out and only leave direct deuces. Or we can just bring some checkers closer to home and play 8-5 or 13-5. I think I favor the 13-5 and hope to get returns when my opponent hits loose instead, but big swing on something like a 4-1. And it looks like XG is going to have preferred to play, 8-5, 8-3. Oh, we can cover the point. Okay, that's interesting. Small preference there. Running, not an option. 5-2. Yeah, this looks like we're just going to put a spare on the 6 and risk 1s and 10s to hit. Just for no other options. Double 2s. This makes another blocking point. Not exactly what Sachs had in mind, but making the 9 is pretty strong here. Oh, wow, that's actually not the best play. And what Steve's looking at here, covering the board and stepping up to escape, is just a little bit better. Interesting. I would have thought the blocking point was worth a lot more being down in the race. 4-1 gets out of the way of that dillied builder on the 4. That might be a big part of it. Big swing on this 4-1 here. I think Hammond should still go for the attack, though. His other option, he has to leave the shot no matter what anyway, so why not play 13-9? And I guess he can hit and continue to the ace and just try to win the race that way. But he's going to give up a lot of gammons if he does that, so I think I like the play he finds. It is actually a close candidate, though, to hit and lift. Yeah, quite close. 2-1 fans, and the gammon threat is back on. Played around too long. 3-1 covers. Entering with the 3, still pretty strong for Steve, especially ones that hop to the outfield. 3-5 and 3-6, huge rolls for him right now. And 4-2 gonna fan. Hammond still has work to do to close this, though. Doesn't look like the easiest task. I think he needs to start running from the back. 3 out. Maybe he could play 2 in for more numbers to attack, but just goes for mobility instead. I think this seems fine. A lack of 6s. No, he has 6s and everything. I'm not sure. Leaves a lot of shots from the bar for sure, if he finds that 7-5 play. 4-1 is perfect. Closes the point with no work, and now he's just cruising around to a likely gammon. 14, 24, 28 pips outside is huge. That's going to be a favorite to win a gammon, I'm pretty sure. 4-2, can't move from the back. Okay, just enough pips to support it, though, and Hammond needs something to get past this prime. 6-2 can move. That's going to create a lot of freedom. Aces cracks. 6-1 does not. Can just come around from the back. Six-2 can come into the 5. Best distribution we can come up with here. So our big numbers like 6-5, 6s and 5s all play nicely. 6-2. This is going to come into the 3 and probably stack up the 3. Yeah, we're a little awkward. We're just going to drop our gammon chances some, but I think they're still high enough as long as we don't leave a shot. Yeah, still around 60. And what does he roll here? A 5-2. So he's got to decide if he wants to play aggressive for the gammon or just clear from the rear. I think clearing from the rear seems fine, but they're pretty close with a tight gammon race. When it's in that 50% range, it rewards playing for the gammon quite a bit, whatever that might mean in that particular scenario. 3-2 gets to finally start peeling checkers off. Play 4-2 with it, I think. 1 checker anyway. 1 roll closer. If Steve can enter here, he's going to save a lot of gammons. 6 up is strong. Okay. So I think that's going to eliminate a lot of our gammon threat. 6-5, 2 off, strong roll for Hammond. Yeah, we're, I guess, just slightly under 50%, so there are still quite a few gammons here. Okay. Thought it might be weaker than that by now. 6-1 crosses over perfectly. Not a bad shot for Sachs. From the mid. 4-2 going to take 2 off. 6-2 can bring the 2 in, and then the 6 around to the 9. Probably creates the most crossovers here. Most likely to get 2 next time. Oh, okay. This only doesn't gain a roll for Hammond, so not the best set.
Well, it's better. It's better than average.
Makes all his other sets work pretty well, though. 5-4, I think, is going to take the crossover from the midpoint instead of coming in. Save all our pips. But misses available now, 6-1. Wow, what a tight gammon race here. Steve on lead roll, but if he misses twice, he won't be able to get off. And any set, of course. 2-1, not a good start. Needs to dodge an ace for the rest of the game, pretty much. And a set from Steve, so Hammond must be the favorite to win a gammon now. Yeah, 56%, so not a huge one. 5-4, 2 nice crossovers. 5 in, and then do we need to... We're still on the 4s if we play 9-5, so we're fine. Are there any bad 4s? 4-1 doesn't get off? But 4-1 doesn't get off anyway. Yeah. This must be the best.
This way he has 26. No, he shouldn't. Because he has, here he has 20, he has any one misses. The other way, double ones doesn't miss. And double fours, likewise, don't miss. All the other fours
Gonna count the shots and double check though.
saves one.
Figures it out, maximizes his gammon saving chances. Hammond gonna give him a chance to do it. All aces are gonna miss. I think what else misses? I don't think anything else. 5-1. That can't get there, and that's gonna be a gammon for Hammond. A gammon for Hammond? All right. That's going to take us to 5 away, 3 away. Zach's going to take a small break here.
Suddenly, yeah, suddenly. Because I'm tired, I want to go to bed.
Play at 10 tomorrow? No, my opponent is still in second choice. So, yeah, there's 2 options. So you can sleep with it. Yeah, well, the tennis that are on the stuff start. I think 10. Tomorrow, guys. Oh, no, I thought you were talking about when the flight came.
All right. Steve Sachs making his way back to the room for this 5-way, 3-way scoreline. Finding our first finalist for the undefeated side of the bracket to be played tomorrow. I haven't gotten a chance to glance over the bracket. I'm not sure if they're probably playing the other side right now too. So not sure if our opponent for that is determined already. You can catch the brackets on the USBGF website, I do believe. So Steve Sachs will be looking for gammonish positions and a little more aggressive cubes. 2-6. Standard splitting play still. Not gammon go enough to be slotting the 5, but I'm sure it's always close. 5 likes to hit on the ace to disconnect. The 6 split and 4 can split. Nice shot. Or nice play. I don't know if it's that particularly good of a roll. Blots everywhere. Ace 3, very nice. This is going to get to hit twice. And this is the kind of position where we could see a lot of early cubes if Hammond can't hit back from the bar here. Ace deuce not so strong. Maybe this is good enough. At 4-way, 2-way, I'd be sending it for sure. Quite tempting. I'm surprised he's not slowing it down to think about it. Only 38 shy. 4-2 can cover. Nice shot for him. 5-4 doesn't really recover, and I think we're going to see a cube now, and I'm not sure if he's still going to want to take it here at this sort of trailing score or leading score. So 5 out. The 4 down doesn't look very nice. Do we really want to add a blot to this? But running with this kind of deficit in the race, yeah, we should actually play 13-9. I don't know what to do here. But yeah, seems like a compelling cube, and still a clear take for Hammond. Not that big of a cube.
Are we allowed to stay awake if we see it?
Sachs going to find it, and Hammond happy to take. And here we go. 3-2 going to hit. Gammon threat is real. And maybe don't leave 6s from the bar and play 18-15 here. Or we can bring another builder into the zone, but I don't really want to strip my midpoint here. Okay. Focuses on the attacking side. 5-1, 4-stander on the ace, unfortunately, and he's going to go for the tempo as well, just not knowing what else to do here. 13-8 is good for distribution, though, and doesn't risk a 4th blot back, so not sure the tempo is so important here. 4-2. I think, again, we want to get off those 6s somehow. But I guess our opponent doesn't have 4, so we don't really want to park on the 16 either. Maybe we can enter deep, play 18-14 or something like this. But yeah, this creates a new class of numbers. I don't really like making 4s for my opponent, but this does seem to be best. The other play is close. Strategically, nice to have them linked, things like this. So strategy trumps tactics here. Going to hit and cover the ace. Yeah, once we have that, we need to turn it into an asset, but really awkward position for Hammond, having both ace points with a spare on one of them. Enters on the deuce and links blots. Things rolling home nicely for Sachs, but not doing anything decisive quite yet. 6-5 really needs to get a checker moving out to the bar at least. He could actually split and play 13-8 instead of creating this 6 stack, I think. Down enough in the race that I'm inclined to make some sort of play like that. And slightly better to do what he did, but wins more to make that split. 6-4 is going to make the bar point. Okay, looks really strong. Hi, Mate.
Hey,
What do you need?
no, just
3-6. What should he do?
just a quick question.
Yeah. 6 going to hit loose and play down. Okay, goes for the attacking plan. Maybe hitting and taking the opportunity to split is a little stronger. What kind of question you got, Mate?
Do you think Nikolai cheated?
Get out of here, Mate. You're fired. 4, I think, is going to lift, and then, man, I don't know if we want to split anymore here. Maybe you can just play behind, I guess, and try to reduce blots. What are we trying to do? Just save the gammon with how ugly this is? If we're trying to win, we must have to either play down or split and find something like this. But yeah, just hiding 10-4 damage reduction is best in this position, again, according to XG. Tough play to find, though. Hard to concede like that. Splitting just way too much against 13 in the zone. If we can just find some way to play an ace-point game, that seems to be our best chance here. Yeah, nice find from Hammond. And Sachs can still have an awkward time rolling this home. 4-1 pretty strong though. Gets to make the 5-point. I thought about the 4-point being pretty strong there too. Yeah, almost tied. Okay. But he wants to make the outfield prime instead. 6-1, going to bring his spare into the zone. Nice distribution improvement from the 13. Not a bad roll at all for Hammond. 6-2, going to roll forward nicely for Sachs. Got the 6 prime now. Everything's looking wonderful. Happy to slot the front should he get the opportunity. 6-6, ooh, not so nice either. Now we're going to end up overrunning, no chances from our ace-point game. Just going to bring all 4 down from the mid, try to reduce contact, make sure we don't end up with any more checkers back. 5-4, I think just going to run from the back now. We are looking for a little number to slot the front. No reason to give up our 6 prime to roll forward right now. 6-6, ouch, okay. Well, you might end up with a few less gammons this way at least, as long as Steve can't recirculate and pick up extra checkers. 5-4, another awkward number here. Not rolling it home the way he wants to. Has to play a checker deep to the deuce already. Ace is not going to be able to hit or anything though, I don't think. 3, just bring 2 checkers in and kill 6s, sure. Oh, what did I miss there? Must have misplayed some roll. Okay, whatever.
6-1, follow the gammon. Practicing.
Gonna keep the prime, okay.
6-5, the inevitable. Yeah, 6-5, followed by 6-6. Well,
6-2 gets to cover the deuce. Nice shot. Interesting find with those double 5s there, keeping the prime and keeping blocked, not letting the 6s out. Double 4s is going to kill another point. Ouch.
double 5s followed by
5-1 brings 2 in. Is he thinking about trapping here for more gammons? It seems a little too crazy. He can actually lose this game, but tough to do, but you know, not too bad. I don't think it wins that many more gammons. What does he roll? 6-1. Okay, we're 6, and if we can attack and close them out, we still win a decent amount of gammons here. Probably around 15, 17, like something like that. Between 15 and 20%. Distribution a little weak, so maybe closer to the 15% side. Threes. What is this going to do? Going to take at least 1 off and then clear from the rear? Or do we need to start trying to peel to win a gammon? I'm not sure if that actually helps us. It's hard to take more checkers off in future rolls when we open up the 3 right away. And I think clearing from the rear makes sure that we take checkers off in the future, but it gets us a whole roll closer, so it's not clear to me. Seems like a close decision. Yeah, he finds the best play. 2-6 would have been coming in and saving the gammon. 4-2 takes 2 off. Beautiful shot for Sachs. Finds a way to peel after that play still. 3-1 enters. That's going to save a lot of gammons. Not a bad roll just to be moving again, and tough for Sachs to attack him in any way. 6-4, yep. Just going to keep trying to bear off quickly, and I think we must be low. 15% on gammons now after that. Yeah, entering dropped it by about 10%. 6-4 can get a perfect crossover into the board. Might as well stay for awkward 6-2s, things like that, 5-2s. That can help him save the gammon too. Not likely he's going to be able to win it, Hammond, but can slow down the bear off some. That doesn't slow down at all. Now he needs to run, and it's getting a little more risky. 4-1, not a great shot to save the gammon. I think he needs to go, though. The crowd voting for stick around for some reason. And spends the ace 4-3. I'm not sure about that. The pips to get home seem pretty important here. 4-2, going to take 2 off. Yeah, that cost him about 2% gammon. It's not quite. 6-4, gonna resave it. Think that's plenty. And Sack's gonna concede his gammon chances. All right, and we're on to three-way, 3-point match.
Chapter 7.
In my book? It might be. Someone shouted out chapter 7. I don't know if that's a book. I don't think in the original print it was. I can't remember. I don't know if I numbered them even, so I don't know. No split available, so playing down here. Oh, yeah. I was wondering how that checker got where it did. Okay. I see in the chat that we saw a shift from the ace back to the deuce. I couldn't figure out what role got played different. Split and cover. Okay, after our opponent has an advanced anchor, we got to split for an anchor of our own usually, but actually should just make the 4-point. Steve gonna double on that play. Interesting, and we get a take, okay. Yeah, lots of threats with 10 in the zone and the better board and the anchors. 19 pip race lead. Yeah, this looks like a standard double sixes cube. And actually getting closer to the take pass side at this score. He pulled the Neculi. Did you see that?
But yeah, but are you happy that you share the same first name with Nikolai?
I would be if I did. What is this? He wants to, okay, he's going to go for the double hit, okay. Wants to turn it into a blitz and win some gammons. I like the aggression, making the 4-point a strong option as well. 5-6 only enters 1. We're going to have to review that tape. 3-2 points on head, beautiful shot. Yeah, there's no hit and cover, so we're going for that. Hammond needs an ace, 2-6. Maybe not enough, and the match could be on this game pretty easily. Sack's turning this into a very strong blitz. 4-3 cocked. Happy to re-roll that one. I guess it would have covered the ace, not so bad. What does he want to do? 4-1 is perfect. Wow, that's a monster. Nothing on the ground to make an anchor. 4-5, and Steve's going to be blasting away at this spot now with 4s, 2s, and 9s.
No, they're not in here, but
3-2. 3's going to come down for covers, and the 2 going to hit. Beautiful shot. 5-5 misses, and yeah, Steve Hammond in a lot of trouble in this game. Huge favorite to cover this spot and have a 5-point board. I don't think there aren't any extra 9s, but all 6s and 4s, which is way more than 20 rolls, most rolls. 4-4 definitely going to cover. What else does it do? It's going to bring 2 checkers in to attack further. Okay, yeah, this looks nice. And 4-1 going to fan, okay. 4-3 closes, that's it for now, I think. Maybe just 4-4? 4-4 does close, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, so after he plays in, he realized he'd have to play with the ace too, and he can switch from the 6 instead. So not a great shot here. Yeah, down and switch the 6 seems very strong here. We don't want that inner board gap anymore.
3-4 cover, 3-1 cover.
are Melanie and Jim done?
That seems a little weird. It's not more than, it's more than a little weird. It's like, now he's got a phantom 23.
Now he leaves the gap and checkers behind and misses an opportunity to switch there. Pretty big miss there. First kind of 6-5 gonna run around.
But they're on that. Oh, will you show him
2-1 enters. Okay, Steve's still gonna want to attack here, I think, to make sure he wins his gammon.
Yeah, now he's forced to do it. I don't have any choice.
4-2, I think, still worth hitting loose. Yep, and got to advance from 18 to 16. Surprising missing the switch there. 3-2 covers, nice shot, but he might have a couple crackers. 3-1, 1-1. 2-2, 4-4. 5-3 gonna be okay. Now he's trying to fade the big numbers, 6-5, 6-4, 5-4 can clear. 6-3 even leaves a shot, okay. 4-2 gonna be okay. What is he considering? Is it better to pre-clear? No, I think we just play into the deuce. Yeah, actually, 6-4, 6-2 is a better candidate according to XG. Very interesting there. 6-1 gonna lead some awkward distribution. What is, Steve's gonna have a little conversation with him before rolling here, okay. Visualizing something. The shot that Sachs is gonna leave. Quite a few shot levers, needs an ace or a deuce up. 3-2, yep. 4-3 doesn't leave a shot, but leaves a gap. And 3-2 doesn't enter. And 4-1, okay, gonna even up on the outside, take a checker off. Surviving this awkward distribution, 6-3 enters, okay. Six three clears from the rear just fine too, and the gammon looking very strong here. 3-2, another fan. Wow, there's not going to be any shots in the air here. 2 even, very tough here. Clearing from the back still leaves problems. So yeah, okay. This is the way that we stay safe on the side, leave no shots with doubles or anything like that. 6-3 gonna enter, and that's gonna about do it. Hammond gonna spend a pip coming inside too, okay. Six four, how many rolls is it? 4 rolls for Steve. 2-1, probably not gonna be enough here. 2 crossovers though. What do you play with the 2? Something else? Oh, down, I see, okay. 5-4. Yeah, I don't think you can get there. 5 down, 4 out. Easier to just roll this out than to try to calculate it. But it looks like Steve is going to advance. Steve Sachs specifically. Nice match by both. Really exciting stuff. Looks like we'll be back playing backgammon again at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I don't know when the streaming will start. We'll get in there early. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Exciting match. We'll be back with more commentary tomorrow. Hammond got gammon. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, it has a nice ring to it. Thanks for joining me, everybody. More commentary and a lot of finals tomorrow. I'm excited for that. So come back for Sunday for the conclusion of this tournament. I've enjoyed all my time here. Find my book online, all that fun stuff. Take lessons with me if you want. Talk soon. Bye, everybody.
I wanted to watch.
What do you don't get to watch on the, yeah. I have the match file. How do you like that? I transcribed this one live, so I can send it to you.
Did I play under 4?
You played 7.8. No, you played 2.7.
How much?
2.7.
What did I play?
6.6. Yeah.
Hey, that's great.
There was like a string of a couple of missed cubes and an endgame race that kind of dinged you, and otherwise it was pretty sharp.
Really?
Yeah.
The race at 2-1, huh?
Yeah, you're.
No, it was a double take when I gave it at 2-1.
Yeah, I think.
Was it? No,
I can look at it. I can just look it up instead. Right? Oh, when you passed it, you mean?
no, I doubled Steve, and then he redoubled me later. I passed.
You doubled. Oh, when he doubled you, yeah, it was a pass. And the wait, the 1 checker to 2 checkers? Are you talking about? That was 2-1.
No, my center cube, I was leading 2-1, I think. I have the score right here. I was leading 2-1, I lost 2 points.
Yeah, it was a redouble pass at the end. He just had a checker on the 6.
No, I meant my center cube. How strong was it?
Oh, yeah, let's go look at that one. It was break even, take pass decision.
That's what I thought. I thought it was
Yeah.
a pretty strong go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it should have been. Oh, actually 72 and plus plus and interesting. I don't know why that's different.
But it's still good enough to go.
Yeah, of course. Very smart. Just the pure race that you guys got into. Yeah. You remember that one? And the score was.
I doubled and you rolled. I rolled something and you rolled like a double fives and some more big numbers and eventually doubled me back.
Yeah, this was the game I was saying.
Is there a way I can go on and listen to your commentary?
Yeah, it's just on the USBGS stream. I can probably send you a link to it. Yeah, sure. I said nothing but nice things. You can ask him here. I think I have you on Facebook. Well, I actually can count that, I'll tell you. Let me see. It's in the match file. Summary. It says 9 blunders. That's too many? 2 of those were those big cube blunders. That's pretty easy to clean up.
What was the big key blunder?
Yeah, in that same game, when you got to the end game race, you got here to this, like, I mean, these come-offs can be difficult. I don't know if you can see this or not. But, like, by the time you had 5 checkers left and Steve had 5 checkers left as well, you have a giant double. And, yeah. Yeah, and I think the next one you actually have a huge double, and he has a pass already with 3 checkers. Yeah, he missed the reason. So those ones were quite a bit of, it's like 400. Yeah, but those are tough to calculate. I don't know. It's kind of like you memorize them or you do 2 hours of math and try to calculate what it's going to be, right? I don't know how you figured out over the board. Yeah. I'm with you. It's way nice. A good match, Steven. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Ben can tell you exactly where, but you should be on the second chance side now. Yeah. I think so. I don't see why not. I don't actually. Sometimes when it gets later, they don't do that. Maybe, I mean, you might be able to beat it now.
Sometimes you pull down the third time you go,
You've got a nap file on Facebook. I sent it to you on Facebook. I got my laptop right here. You gotta tell me your email if I don't have it. I think I have it.
Oh, it's the one that I send the poker hands to, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I should, here, let me make sure it says Steve Sachs. Backgammon player.
Yep, that's one thing I don't
What
change.
the fuck?
Email.
That's an amazing email address.
I know, it's a lot of letters. And when you try and give it to someone that's not a backgammon player, they go back end something, and then you got
No, it's amazing because, like, I mean, probably the next one of those you can get is something like backgammon player 2004 million, right? Like, how did you get to one with those numbers? It's impressive stuff. Yeah, right. You got it, man. Cool. Good luck to you. I'm gonna go to bed.
No, I support him as a friend.
yeah, I mean, over there. We're never gonna be in a meeting.
Yeah, but you see, some people
So I'm not, those can go.
can't take them at their company.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, do the,
who you can, give a kick in the ass,
and whatever else we have tomorrow. I really want to get that
who you can
back.
kick in the
Bill Lonergan played Carlos Escarte. Ed played Ray. Ed played Ray like a long time ago. So if Ed just played a match.
And played one more after Ray.
Yeah, so okay. Just
Wait,
yeah.
no. Oh, I totally forget that.
I
Bill
sure.
played one more than I thought he was going to. I think it was Eminem.
Did he just leave? Shit. Bill, he left Yeah, 8 and 10 o'clock for Mike. Sorry.
Okay, I mean, I was trying to finish up so I could go. But I need an answer from you.
Okay, let me. Okay.
I have 12 more matches to send out. Miriam's already got 16 or 18 or something
Right.
crazy. And I don't want to overload her so that she doesn't figure out what to get back.
That's true.
So
Yeah, we'll have to go now. These are all transfer matches.
these are all to be transferred.
You don't really want extra ones.
I have already sorted out all the ones that we don't care about. We have 12 fixation and no, it's played 3 times. At least 3.
Right, and the average number of
So-
matches today would be.
We literally doubled. I'm not even kidding. 67 matches end of day and Friday. End of day today, we have 130.
Did Bill and Ed play? Bill Lonergan and Ed Alapa? No. Something did it. Right there. That they thought they stuck on things. Yeah.
No, actually, I know that they didn't, because he wanted to find out about like money and stuff, because it was all trophies up there and all that.
Where did they lose come from? Oh. You're right, but then I thought they wanted to play it. We gotta make it 10:30. They may have already played.
Let me ask you this. If I get here,
Yeah.
what do I get?
Here is 500. Here, if you lose here, it's 5. If you lose here, it's 8. If you lose here, it's I think it's 16. I had to look.
What if I win?
If you win all the way through, you go back and you play the winner here for first and second, which are like 9 or 8,000 and 4,000. You're playing for all the money, like the big money is over here. Yeah.
Okay, good night.
25% of the time, 75% of the time you reschedule your flight. 25% of the time you lose here and you might catch it.
Well, probably at least ask them for another day of room, whether I use it all or not. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
my
mean-
friends in place and we're not.
I mean, yeah, 75% of the time you're gonna need another bit of the room, yeah. But, and by the way,